On July 24, 1985, Disney released The Black Cauldron into cinemas, expecting it to be their next big hit. However, the film became a box office flop, quickly fading into obscurity. Still, The Black Cauldron ended up being incorporated into the Disney parks in 1986, and lasted a lot longer than expected. This is the Distory of The Black Cauldron at the Disney parks. Starting at Walt Disney World, the opening day quick service location of Fantasyland, known as the Lancers Inn, closed in 1986 to be replaced on October 26th of the same year with Gurgies, Munchies and Crunchies, named after the gopher-like creature from The Black Cauldron. There are very few photos of this location under the Gurgi makeover, but the few that do exist show that the backdrop for this chicken nugget location featured a mural of the lighter characters from the movie, rather than the villainous Horned King. Most guests were unfamiliar with Black Cauldron, especially as this was a time before home media and streaming, so this location ended up themed to a very niche Disney movie. Gurgies, Munchies and Crunchies closed forever on February 13th, 1993, replaced by the more popular character in the form of Lumiere's Kitchen, later becoming Friar Nooks in 2009, which it has remained ever since. The main attraction to reference the Black Cauldron could be found inside Tokyo Disneyland's main icon. The Cinderella Castle Mystery Tour opened on July 11, 1986, which was a guided tour of Cinderella Castle that would go wrong. Guests would meet their tour guide, ready to show them around the castle's ballroom, galleries and bedrooms. In the gallery, the tour guide tells the guests about Disney's heroes, when the magic mirror appears and reminds the guide that the heroes are nothing without the villains, transforming the paintings of the heroes into their respective villains. Aurora into Maleficent, Snow White into the Witch, Pinocchio into Stromboli, and Taran into the Horned King. The magic mirror then challenges the guest's ability to face the forces of evil, opening up a secret passage that led to the Evil Queen's laboratory. After escaping the laboratory before the Queen arrived, passing skeletons in a dungeon, guests enter Bald Mountain where they see Chernobog summoning the dead, before the guests continue on. After being attacked by Maleficent and her goons, the tour group enter a treasure-filled cavern, only to awaken a sleeping dragon and having to escape via an elevator powered by a goon. After exiting the elevator into one of the castle's towers, guests see a tapestry depicting the story of the Black Cauldron, with the tour guide explaining what it is. The magic mirror then appears again, warning the guests that they are about to face their final challenge. The tour group enter the Black Cauldron room, where the Horned King appears, ready to sacrifice the guests to the Black Cauldron, whilst the Cauldron-born rise up to attack the group. A chosen guest is guided to the Sword of Light by the tour guide, usually a child, who aims the sword at the cauldron and defeats the Horned King with a blast of light. After defeating the Horned King, the guests exit the chamber and the chosen guest is awarded with a medal that made them a Knight of Fantasyland. The Cinderella Castle Mystery Tour was certainly a unique attraction in that not only was it one of Disney's scariest attractions, it was entirely in Japanese and the only major attraction at any Disney park to feature characters from the Black Cauldron. Despite relying heavily on guests knowing the story from this obscure Disney movie, the Cinderella Castle Mystery Tour would remain open until April 5, 2006, eventually being replaced by Cinderella's Fairy Tale Hall in 2011. The Black Cauldron is definitely one of Disney's most obscure movies, especially after its box office failure. Still, Disney was expecting it to do well and created a whole attraction for Tokyo Disneyland around the Disney villains that prominently featured the Horned King, and lasted for 20 years. So I want to know if you've ever seen the film, and if you want to see any more Black Cauldron representation at the Disney parks. Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below on what you want to see next on the Distory channel.